What this amendment would do is put the power back into the hands of the state elected officials, take it out of people with robes that were never elected in the first place. This is not a constitutional ban on abortion. Again, I just want to emphasize, but why I'm voting yes is because I value the life of the mom and the baby.
A proposal to amend the Kansas Constitution will be up for a vote next week that would create a new section in the Kansas Bill of Rights. It would, if passed, state that the Kansas Constitution does not require government funding of abortion and does not create or secure a right to abortion. However, up for future debate would be that state elected officials address circumstances of pregnancy involving rape or incest or when needed to save the life of the mother. Kansas Republican Senator Roger Marshall is joining us now from his office in Washington, D.C. Senator, great to have you with us.
Eric, great to be with you, and we've got a great topic for your listeners today.
Hey, we really do. Important legislation here, Senator. Break it down a bit more for us why this proposed amendment is so important for preserving life in the state of Kansas. And by the way, you were a practicing physician for over 25 years. You have delivered over 5,000 babies. So this is a topic you are very familiar with.
Right, Eric. I've been fighting for life in the delivery room, in the emergency room for decades, and now I'm up here in Washington fighting for life. And I value the life of the mom and the baby, and that's what we call this amendment, the Value Them Both Amendment. So I'm supporting it because I want to make sure we do everything we can to protect the life of moms and babies. And what's happened in Kansas is our Supreme Court justices in 2019 de novo created something that said that our Constitution protects the right to an abortion. What this amendment would do is put the power back into the hands of the state elected officials, take it out of people with robes that were never elected in the first place. This is not a constitutional ban on abortion. Again, I just want to emphasize, but why I'm voting yes is because I value the life of the mom and the baby, and I want those guardrails for abortion to be determined by state elected officials. And just to set the record straight, I believe life begins at conception. That's what I've always believed in. That's what I was taught in Sunday school. That's what the Bible says, that we're all fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yeah. What is some of the misinformation out there right now, Senator, around this amendment? The pro-abortion lobby obviously is fiercely opposed to it. What's some of the misinformation surrounding it, and can you clear some of that up?
Yeah, I would love to. Much like just overturning Roe, I just want to tell your listeners that obstetricians, doctors are going to sit there and they're going to be ready to help moms that they have an ectopic pregnancy, that they have miscarriages, that we're going to keep taking care of those regardless of what happens with this legislation, with this amendment, regardless if it was before or after Roe. We were taught in residency, don't let the sun set on an ectopic pregnancy, that we will always be there. And regardless of what happens for Value Them Both, doctors are always going to do the right thing, that they're going to value the life of the mom, and they're going to value everything we can to protect the mother's health. Ectopic pregnancies are life-threatening situations, and we'll always be there to take care of them.
And Senator, I can't stress enough to everyone, look, you've delivered personally over 5,000 babies, so you have some pretty serious credibility on this issue. Are you concerned, by the way, we see obviously states passing legislation restricting abortion. Now the Biden administration is talking about perhaps trying to make Roe federal law in some way once again. How concerned are you that the federal government is going to try to intervene here in some fashion?
Right. Well, certainly that is what radical Democrats want to do, and that's who the Democrat Party is today, that they do want to enshrine Roe and have some type of a federal guarantee to abortions. Right now, that would take 60 votes to pass on the Senate, and there are not 60 votes, but that's why the Democrats want to overturn the filibuster. If they would overturn the filibuster, then they could federalize Roe, they could pack the court, a whole lot of other things, and that's why we're going to keep fighting to keep that filibuster in place.
You know, your state, Senator, is the first state since that Roe v. Wade ruling back in June to have legislation related to abortion. Do you see maybe a groundswell now, and how important is it now that this issue is really going back to the states?
You know, this is why it's so important that people need to be sure that they're registered to vote and they go vote in this primary. Our primary is August the 2nd. And we need God-fearing people across the state of Kansas to go out and vote, because we are seeing record numbers of new people registering to vote. And I think a lot of those are on the other side of this issue. The overturning of Roe certainly has motivated some of those folks as well. I know there have been record-raising fund drives going on. So certainly this is not your average primary. I bet this will be the most heavily voted primary in the history of our state. And I'm begging people to go get registered to vote if you haven't yet, and to get out there and vote. You can vote early as well. The ballot places are open now, so you can go to your courthouse in most of the counties and vote right now.
Yeah. Senator, do you think this kind of issue will bring voters out, not only in Kansas next week, but the November midterms, of course, fast approaching? Is this an issue that will bring people out, number one? And secondly, could you speak more about your personal experiences with this issue? Again, being a physician for over 25 years, delivering over 5,000 babies on your own. Can you speak more from your heart about what this issue means to you and the issue of life means to you?
Yeah, no, I still think this November election will be an election about the referendum on Joe Biden and his policies. The biggest issues folks back home are concerned about remain the price of gas and groceries and rent. I still think that'll be the focus of this election. Now, there will be some more people that do turn out on the other side because of the Dobbs case going forward. I think that'll be happening, but I think that'll be the focus. You know, on a personal basis, I'll tell you what scares me to death is that this administration wants to basically hand out abortion pills like candy, that they're going to be doing this through telemedicine. It won't be doctors that are doing it. There's going to be people from overseas that have technology companies set up using nurse practitioners to hand out these abortion pills. It was people like me, though, that had to take care of the complications from those abortion pills. When people are having, going through the process of aborting the pregnancy, they're hemorrhaging, they're in pain, they're scared. And of course, then there's the social issues to deal with afterwards as well. So I think that's what scares me. I also want to just challenge your listeners that there's going to be more single pregnant women out there that need help. And this is not just a one-day crisis. This is a situation that's going to impact this person's life the rest of their life. They need help with housing, with food, but mostly they just need a person to put their arm around them and say, I've been through pregnancy before. I know you're puking your guts up. You haven't kept anything down for 3 days. We're going to take you to Dr. Marshall's office. He's going to get you some IV fluids, and then I'm going to drive you to class, and we're going to pick up your books that you need, and I'm going to go to your locker, and then we're going to stop by Walmart and get you some clothes, and then we're going to stop by the grocery store and get you some good food as well. So this is time for the people of the Christian faith to step up and help their neighbor. This is what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be the hands and the feet of Christ, and this is a great opportunity for us to step our game up as well.
Senator Marshall, well said. Thanks so much for joining us. We will be watching very closely next week. We'll see you here again soon.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Doug McKelway, and thank you for watching Centerpoint. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you're notified every time a new video is posted. Leave a comment below and keep the conversation going by sharing this video with a friend who needs to see it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.